Welcome back to Bazaar. I'm Inko, and it's Dooley time. Dooley's in a weird spot this meta. He was in a pretty bad spot a couple days ago because eels were all over the meta. They still are, but they're starting to get reined in as people adjust and play to specifically counter eels. The thing is, that's kind of a double-edged sword for Dooley, because on the one hand, eels counter Dooley more than they counter anyone else, and seeing less eels is obviously good for him, but on the other hand, the way you counter eels is by one-shotting people, making infinite combos that scale harder than eels, doing freeze lockout builds, things that also suck when they happen to Dooley. Like, they're just generally the strongest builds in the game. The counter to eels is to stop having fun and specifically do the most broken things in the game. And it turns out Dooley is also pretty vulnerable to the sort of nonsense that beats eels. So while you're getting less countered by eels, the stuff that's making eels less common is not much more favorable to Dooley. Now, all of that said, Dooley does have a lot of cool stuff going on with him now. Obviously, drill is in a much more spot, but with the core changes, you have a lot more flexibility in how you're going to pilot Dooley, and specifically, nitrogen hammer and kinetic cannon offer a lot of versatility and power in the early and mid game that Dooley didn't really have outside of specifically drill previously. And those builds can absolutely go the distance and take it all the way to 10 wins. And today, we end up pivoting through a bunch of different things in this run before settling into a very, very strong nitrogen hammer build that I love to bits. Nitrogen Hammer is in general just a rock solid card, and Freeze is in general just a very strong archetype, and one of the ways that you can shut down an eel build as Dooley is by freezing them out long enough for Nitrogen Hammer to kill them. It's a sketchy strategy and you need a little bit to make it work properly, but I believe this build got it there. Take a look. There are some very different mindsets on how I can play Dooley. It's the one character where I'm still going to keep explaining my start, because with everyone else, I'm like the income guy. I click income, and I have the same reasons for every character with like different emphasis on different parts of it depending on the character. With Dooley, an important part of this is that until you get your core, you're very weak in the first 2 days. Dooley really specializes in having a big interlocked board more than the other characters. Even though his boards aren't necessarily better, having a bunch of interlocked items is more important for him. So the smaller boards are weaker. Before you hit level 3, you don't have the core. It's harder to win in the early game, making something that gives you early tempo weaker. Conversely though, Dooley is also the weakest in the late game, so having early tempo feels more important for him, because I am the least comfortable on him with anything post day 12. I want to play with income start and not attach myself to the first 2 days too much. That feels the safest to me. Like, I have to have pretty good RNG to win on days 1 and 2, even with a skill start is how I feel about it. I don't think I'm jazzed about the idea of getting a shadowed cloak on this. So even though 4 gold is not the first thing I want to be doing here, I'm just going to take the gold and assume I can leverage it into something later. Curia is not a good first shop. I can't spend my money there, and I really cannot roll that. Being down 8 gold to roll at Curio doesn't sound right. Obviously, I lose to Viper. We go Bananable because Duct Tape is incredible. Overheal Haste is incredible. Blue Nanas is at least going to enable the Tiny Furry Monster event. And obviously, this fight's going to take a second, so I'm going to edit to Sandstorm. And while we're watching the Sandstorm, I'll go ahead and remind you can sub for more daily Bazaar content just like this. And if you could leave a like on the video, it really does help boost the video up in the algorithm, help the channel grow, and I really do appreciate it. Anyways, the Sandstorm is over. Bananable's down. What do we get? Well, at least we enabled Tiny Furry Monster. Pixel's an expensive roll. I like pick 1 of 2 skills, and I'm already accepting that I lose my first 2 days. Left-handed versus Final Flame. If I use Burn Core as a win condition, Final Flame is ultimately a small part of my burn. If I use left-handed, that probably matters a lot more. I'm also looking to play with the core. I think it's more interesting, and left-handed fits into the core pretty well, it seems like. Guess I'm going to be going middle. Upgrading my Blue Nanas feels very wrong. I need items to actually win my day 2 monster fight.
I'll help you find who does.
A weapon means that this can win a fight. If I get a friend, Pulse Rifle can win a fight. I've got right-handed, so let's look for a friend. Anyone. Alright, Armadillo versus Microdave. Microdave's not bad. I'm taking Armadillo here just because, like, it synergizes what Pulse Rifle is doing. It's also a damage card, right? And we have a tiny chance of winning. I'll sell the Blue Nanas now. Yeah, I've got a friend. I can enable Tiny Furry Monster thanks to Armadillo. Take the plus 20 health just to maximize my chances of winning. I don't feel favored against the day 1 Mac, because Mac's top end is crazy on day 1. Claws, potion, toxic sleeping potion. Alright, let's see what he randomly does. 10 poison's probably just enough. Maybe not. 10 poison takes 22 seconds to kill me. Yeah, we're good. We're fine. Scary, but it's fine.
If you think you've hurt my feelings, I assure you I have.
Pretty weak enchanted item start by the look of things. I'm incredibly happy to be 1 win on an income start with Dooley, where I saw a grand total of 1 shop. I think I just pushed that to silver.
I'll keep honing my
No reason to roll off of this.
I might surprise you.
Kina. Well, the other options aren't great, so sure.
Reward the peaceful, punish the
This econ doesn't really seem great, right? If I buy this, it pays for itself in 5 days. Pulse Rifle gets a lot worse if I buy these friends, but I can just switch the orientation and play a shield build. I think this is bait, but I'm doing it.
energies resonating.
Well, I was hoping for other items that said shield on them in any capacity. Weak point detector is pretty awful. I don't think it's ever right. Well, for now, Brick Buddy is better than Wallace. Is Brick Buddy better than a multicast here? Unclear, not certain. I can do this, though. Probably still worse, but whatever. I'm just going to leave it like that for the time being. Curio has no small shield items for me. This is probably 1 gold. I'm going to take 4 gold again. This is not what I want to be doing with my time. Don't think I beat Warrior. I do think I beat Rogue Scrapper. Wings are very good if I'm relying on Armadillo in any capacity, which I am. I'm also planning on going the core, and I'm greedy enough to take this silver wing and hold it until I get the silver core, reduce its cooldown at silver, and then get the flat cooldown reductions from going to gold and diamond. So, sure, I'll be ludicrously greedy for trying to play the core strategies. And you might think, oh, but you can play armored core, you have Armadillo. I don't believe in armored core at all. Like, I have played and seen so many builds that kill your opponent in like 10 seconds flat in the first 8 days. I'm not going to believe I'm buffing Brick Buddy with an armored core. That's not happening. All right, time to do stupidly greedy things, I suppose. I've got tons of gold. TFM is great, but I need to get shield. 5-second shield, 7-second shield. I mean, we just take this one because Armadillo is the strat right now. I don't need Dooley's Scarf, right? Like, I'm just going to be running the core far left right now. Definitely worth rolling here. All right, that's a lot more damage. I'm suddenly favored for day 2. If I'm running Brick Buddy, I definitely want the upgraded version. I wasn't expecting my board to look anything like this when I sat down to play Dooley. Nice to see it again. Ayla's not going to offer me much that can help. I'm kind of tempted because if I roll, I can sell both of these and buy Kinetic Cannon, even though it's very unlikely. I would really like to play Kinetic Cannon strategies.
This leg.
That's not being used. I don't want to play Drill with the nerfs, so I'm going to roll. That's a second off the cooldown, right? Yeah.
Removal teaches stillness. I prefer
They're equal now. I feel pretty strong for day 2. Let's see what this Mac is up to. He can be very, very scary. If it's a lifesteal carpet, it probably beats me. It is not. Toxic Adrenal Converter. Toxic Fang, but it... it's not quite toxic yet. The Spider Mace is surprisingly large, I will admit. So he's poisoning me, but the regen out-poisons what he does to himself. It's just a question of if I kill him first. And the answer is very clearly yes, that Armadillo is mad as hell. He is earning the name. 2-0 on Armadillo start. I would like to thank my opponents for getting me here, just as much as Armadillo. Do we get to play with the core, or do we have to change course? There's the core. This is the one I want. This is really interesting with the new stuff involving Kinetic Cannon in a way that I don't think the other cores really accomplish. So yeah, just take it. And I think it's better to speed up the core and charge multiple items than it is to charge the Chris Army Knife. So I'm going to move him to the left side. Oh, that is a slight problem, though. Right. Move Armadillo to the left side and position this like this. There we go. Don't have to sell the wing yet. I might go to a Barcoon. There are plenty more small items that I want. Small items that inflict shield or generate economy. Nitro's just fast, but honestly, that might be good enough. Passer is pretty weak. I will take a silver nitro. It's not a great item, but it's just something to put on the left tomorrow. I don't think Bomb Squad makes any sense, though. That's about how I thought Andy would go. I spend like 2 to 6 gold and don't know that I've improved my build at all. I'm getting pretty low on cash. Still gonna go to Kina.
Deals, not war.
Yeah, those do nothing. And the second page could be problematic. I don't believe Blast Doors is actually a good item. Like, it obviously counters the hell out of some builds, but it also causes me to lose in certain other matchups. And we're not playing the sort of build that wants these items. It's very weird to be passing on Red Firefly.
I guess.
I am certain I beat Hoverbike Hooligan. The question's just, is it the right fight to take? Because of the +2 base gold, it feels like it must be, right? Going to sell this now. It is a fairly substantial increase in the effectiveness of the build. I don't want to, like, lose this because I underestimated Hooligan and saved a wing when I didn't need to. Gunner's nice just because I love Atomic Clock. Atomic Clock doesn't fit neatly into any one build, but it's just a very strong card in general. Messes up Eels pretty badly, which is nice. You know, I really did expect Brick Buddy to be doing more effective shielding than this, but I guess it's fine. It doesn't feel very fine, man. Every time I bring Brick Buddy into the Hoverbike Hooligan fight, I hate the card like never before all over again. Eagle Talisman's nice, though. It is 5% crit. I probably put that on Armadillo for win rate now. I have 2, 4, 5 easily liquidated gold. That puts me at 16, which is enough to roll and buy Kinetic Cannon.
Come on, then. Let's get this over.
I can also just sell Brick Buddy now. I do hate Brick Buddy to bits, man. Like, I can buy that small item, sell the Brick Buddy for extra, put Copper Red on the right, Nitro on the left. 4, 6, 10. I go down to 1. There it is, 11 to liquidate here. Genuinely, Brick Buddy is so bad that I think this is better. And then we roll for Kinetic Cannon. Oh, Bulldozer, you had my hopes up. I don't think it makes sense with the core to buy a Bulldozer. Battery's a very hype card, though. I am tossing Bulldozer and this now for the extra gold. I'm going to pick up this battery with Dreams for later. Speaking of having Dreams for later, I really should have picked up this Blue Beetle because of potential Nitrogen Hammer plays down the line. I'm just not used to Nitrogen Hammer being a part of the meta. And while I'm doing editing commentary, sorry for any weird plosive sounds you're getting. That should be fixed relatively soon. Couple more audio kinks to work out. Bear with me. Ayla's another shop that I can hit when I need at. In terms of bronze upgrades, there's a lot of money to be made there. The battery is better. The timings work out so that like a silver battery is potentially better than Nitro, but it runs out. I'm gonna go Ayla. I'm really wanting to play Kinetic Cannon. Another Bulldozer, huh? Not what I'm looking for. Ooh, Nitrogen Hammer very early, though. I have no ability to use this yet. And this is still set to 0. Great. So I'm given the choice of upgrading my Crystal Army Knife, which is currently relevant, or grabbing a Nitrogen Hammer that may never matter.
Enjoy the thrill of battle.
I also get to grab Arc Blaster, which is going to speed me up in a little bit as well. These both go on my board tomorrow. So that is enough to convince me that, well, Nitrogen Hammer is cool. I don't necessarily think I'm in a situation to pick one up right now. We're continuing on with just Armadillo shield items and a bunch of charged stuff between them now to make it faster. Igloo. Do you have freeze yet? No, he doesn't. He freezes once when the Igloo goes off, and then I don't think this guy's assembled the build yet. I think he's a work in progress. I'm kind of surprised to see a legend player just like YOLO buy an Igloo on day 3. Is Igloo better than I give it credit for? Because, like, my understanding of Igloo is the Exodia with Aurora Dome stopwatch is very good, but as an individual card, it's just trash. Why did the shield value increase on this just now? Why is it going up? Oh, right, Wrist Warrior. Yeah. I don't know. I don't understand why you had an igloo. Upgrade a bronze tier item. That's going to be you for sure. Arc Blaster is just damage. I want the cooldown. It's certainly one of the boards of all time. It's honestly not even bad. We are at 3 value on the crypto. I'm not selling it for less than 4. Let's hit up JJ.
Crazy place, right?
It's so weird to see Metronome and not think I should be snap buying it. I do think I buy a memory card here.
Enjoy your purchase.
It's an Ayla, but I'm very broke at the minute. Like, even if it has kinetic cannon, I can't afford it, so I just take Sharpening Stone instead. We're looking at 4 gold. I'm willing to sell it for that. Now, obviously, I don't beat Prince Marianus. I get wrecked by eels. I think what I want to do here is actually play, like, the greediest version of this build I possibly can against Tempest Flame Dancer, or whatever that guy was. Just do that. Does this actually beat Outlands Dervish is something I need to consider. Maybe I do this. This is gonna kill Outlands Dervish. No, it wins. It wins. I'll just kill it with the core. I don't need anything else. The Arc Blaster and Chris Army Knife are both basically the same thing. I want the battery to charge the Nitro to be as fast as possible. I think this is the worst board I can configure. And I want to get as much value on memory card as possible. I don't actually know it beats Retiree, but Retiree has more health. I think Outland Service is better because it has the medium silver clockwork blades to increase both 1, cooldown reduction, which I love, and 2, the average gold value. It's just really solid on these items. So hopefully we can get at least 3. Oh, it's not going to be 3 uses. We're not getting 3 uses. We're too strong. Unfortunate. I thought I sandbagged as hard as I could, and it's already dead. Shit. Build too strong. Well, at least we got 5 gold for our troubles. Let's sort all this back out. Small shield item versus medium items. Armadillo's nice. I can't get scrap metal yet. I think I prefer a small shield item, especially with the Armadillo build. So with that, do I believe I can improve the build in any way? Arc Blaster's fine, but it's slower than these items. I think down the line with a lower core cooldown, it could come back in. Like, I don't want to sell it at all. But I'm of the inclination that Induction Aegis to the right of the core is going to work out to be better. B1, B2 can upgrade Wallace, which honestly doesn't make any sense. It can upgrade Arc Blaster, which is just a tiny bit of damage. It's there to scale other things. And upgrade Memory Card. If the core is getting stupidly fast, that's kind of nice, but I don't think the Memory Card's ever enough. I can just get 5 gold. That's not bad. Or I can go to Barcoon, roll for 4, sell some small things. I'm happy to go to Barcoon. Again, I'm really interested in playing Kinetic Cannon. It's kind of blinding me to some things here. Force Field. I'm not playing with Defense Grid Start. +6, +3. Gonna hold on to this. This is actually much more tolerable to me than the more expensive one. I'm gonna pick this up. It's the last hour of the day. If I have to sell it tomorrow, I'm only down 1 gold. It is a 1-win Vanessa. I'm pretty sure Armadillo is not about to stop its rampage. I think we're still just very strong in terms of early game tempo jank. We're looking at Crow's Nest, 1 weapon Obsidian Illusory. Wasn't expecting that. Also didn't expect it to only have 2 multicast. It does have 74 damage, so I'm not going to talk too much shit. It looks like we get him down on the next volley, but I need to be alive to do that.
Is a sword.
32 burn, huh? Gonna be honest. Feel like Volcanic Vents did as much as the Illusory there. Let down by Armadillo, as always. It's how Armadillo stories always end.
Is about letting go of what holds you down.
When you crit your shield item scale. Well, I don't do that. I suppose I have to roll this. Gold left-handed. There's only one skill in the game. You can't convince me otherwise.
Oh, but oh, does he know it? Try Orlin or new food.
Volpac, but I have, like, I've got one bronze item to sell him. I can give him the Satcom back and make net 1 gold. And then I lose the 2 gold, right? Because I roll at him. I'm just going to aerodrome into a different event randomly. All right, Kev.
People here look so...
Induction Aegis loses a cooldown if I upgrade it. Shielded Cog is, you know, Shielded Cog. I'm kind of looking to pivot out of what I'm currently doing is the problem. Like we just lost on day 5, and our build's not going to get much better than this. Spending 4 gold to roll or any gold to improve the current build feels incredibly wrong.
In one piece.
JJ, what can you do for me?
And sometimes I sell stuff.
I'll take the crypto. It will pay for itself quickly.
To say goodbye.
Nitrogen Hammer is back. Well, I have to buy it because I can't just assume it's going to work out if I stick with Armadillo. I don't have the freeze synergy yet, but I do have a bunch of random fast trash to speed up a core, so that does build into it. Gotta go for Mod Squad. The average gold value is too important. This doesn't lose to Mod Squad, does it? Oh, that would be very unfortunate if it does. I'm pretty sure we beat Mod Squad. But it does have 1200 health. And I'm still rocking a 5.5 second cooldown on the core, which takes a while to get things done. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man, that's really bad. That is exceptionally bad. All right, please give me my fight back. You know, I don't actually know that I beat that one either. Here I am, though. Can I just run a ton of fast items and charge only the nitrogen hammer? That sounds like it does nothing. Sounds like I need to at least charge the nitrogen hammer and like a gold cool winter beetle. Yeah, I'm losing this one too. Maybe I'm not. It's a lot of poison, but I think we get through it. I think we just barely beat it.
Go back to Harrow or
You're fucking joking.
whomever.
Oh, that's miserable. I think I just got all the gold from 2 lost fights. Still at 3, huh?
If you
Ayla,
want
please help.
to retire, buy my weapons, and you might.
I mean, they're cool, don't get me wrong. Because I'm left-handed instead of right-handed, it's a pretty big problem. Because I can't charge it with the core. If this were right-handed, I'd have a build. Like a very stupid build. I would just have a 100 damage missiles being charged by the core as the entire concept. Still, I feel like I need to break out of what I'm currently doing. Is it worth 16 gold to go into that? Yeah, no, that's the problem. I can't spend 16 gold in this missiles. If it were the right-handed version, I would be willing to try it, but it's not. Oh, man. That's miserable. That stinks. I don't think Arc Blaster improves my build, but maybe it did.
But I've seen
Maybe one of my shield items is slow enough to justify doing this differently. I'm probably just dead to pufferfish here. My build does not deal 1000 damage quickly, as we've just seen repeatedly. Oh, it definitely loses. He has a shielded illusory and a pearl. I'm not dealing enough damage. Look how much poison this jellyfish does. Look how much poison all of it does. I'm so dead. Yeah, Armadillo might be viable for 3 days. You absolutely cannot play Armadillo past day 4.
but I don't.
You need crazy synergy for this guy to do anything, because pufferfish, like, this is a high roll for pufferfish poison, don't get me wrong. But this is just untenable past day 3. And now we are dead if we lose any 2 games. If I go to middle, I'm basically looking for second nitrogen hammer, at which point I still don't have a build. So I'm not going to go to middle. I'm going to take a slow item and get economy. Doesn't really help. Cool item. Doesn't do anything. Like, yes, that is a tremendous amount of slow. If I am assuming I live long enough for this to go off, we're making some Disneyland dreams already. Kina can do a lot of work for me. Okay.
You are enough.
I am willing to pivot and try.
Glad you
So the fastest board I can assemble is probably this. Running the Induction Aegis primarily just because it speeds up the Arc Blaster. But since it's just a second difference, I'm probably better off running Chris Army Knife. It's very minor either way. Narwhal is also 4-second speed, but all of this is technically faster as well. Because it's a 2-second gap here, Narwhal should just be better than Induction Aegis. And this is the plan. It's what we've got. Is it good? God, no. I'll take a memory card.
so glad we could share this experience today.
I'll definitely take a schematics. That is the best economy item in the entire game.
Your aura guided
Move this over. I need to make 3 slots. I'm never running this plasma grenade. I'm never running these silver cards. All right. Ice 9000. How good are you? 9 seconds. Dear God. We got a fan. Woo. This does go down to a 3-second speed item after Nitro triggers. So this is better than the Narwhal. And I'm going to take silver tier loot. Gunpowder for the battery is completely fine. Would I rather the core charge the battery? Maybe at diamond, this does something cool. But right now, I don't think it's the right plan. I think I still want this on the left side. I have coolant, so I'm tempted to think I can beat Infernal, right? I'm accelerating a coolant. Chris Army Knife does half burn ticks, which is an argument for him over Aiden. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to lose to Infernal like an idiot if I go fight him. I have to hit him so many times. Also, I'm running Nitro, man. Coolant helps a lot, but it doesn't just fix the problem on its own. Genuinely, I think this beats Infernal, and I'm so behind on experience that I'm willing to commit to that belief. If I'm wrong, I go on my face. But I'm accelerating freeze against a man with 3 items, and this is halving burn input, right? And I have some healing, some burn purge. Yeah, we're completely fine, I think. I mean, maybe completely fine's an exaggeration, but we're doing enough. Now, in terms of killing an actual PvP opponent, we are not nearly fast enough. There are problems. We were hitting level 7 today, we might be cooking, but we're not. Because level 7 at least upgrade the coolant or the nitrogen hammer, but, yeah. I don't even want to get +4 burn on the nitrogen, it doesn't seem good. I guess I am using coolant to cleanse half of it off of myself. Alright, I'm sold. I need to upgrade nitrogen hammer naturally, though. Obsidian forklift. Alright, hold up. This gains 100 damage for every type I have. And it charges with adjacent item use. I don't have a tool. I don't have an apparel. I do have a tech. I do have a weapon. I do have a friend. So it has 250 base doubled to 500 damage. I think I can cheese a few wins with this, right? I just keep the build exactly the same. Except instead of running my free stuff, I put this in the bank temporarily. Just sell this now. It's obviously never fitting on my board. Obviously, I'm not thrilled to do this. But it's 500 damage. It doesn't need time to scale. It just pops off immediately. I was hoping to find a tool that didn't take my entire board to go off. And I would rather charge the battery here, right? So at about 4 seconds, I'm guessing. Aiden goes off, Nitro goes off, this goes off at 4.2, this charges to 5.2, this goes off and charges to 7.2. I gotta think this is the play for right now. It's just a strong enough item to do its job. We're not leveling up. It's gonna be start of day. I'll need to sell a friend after the next tour. Sharpening Stone is a lot more plus damage, but the build is so far from complete that I just need to go to JJ. Oh, it's Atomic Clock. I love that card. It's also very irrelevant to what I'm currently doing. Going to roll. I can't go for atomic clock. I spent too much gold on this thing. Power sander is a tool. It's kind of all it needs to be to make the build better right now. Going to sell these two, move this up, get power sander.
Happy to make a sale.
I don't think core crit chance matters at all. The fan tier doesn't mean anything to me. Okay, I've made myself as strong as I can for the given day. Let's see what it does against a 1-win Vanessa. I don't think I'll ever be running Obsidian Forklift again. It's only here because I randomly found it at Obsidian. It is an Obsidian Jeet. I was expecting to see something a little bit worse than this. I think this is fine. I think we're just going to kill him because it takes too long to scale because it's a Jeet. Like, I thought I'd see dock lines and be really scared here, but that is not the case.
Does not defeat me.
Oh, the core just finished him off. Nice. I was waiting for the forklift and wondering why the animation stopped. All right, good job, forklift. You're getting us through the mid game, which is not something I ever expected to say. Those words don't make any sense coming out of my mouth. I'm going to level up after this shop. Well, that's fine. After this shop, we'll figure it out.
Finished with fighting, but I can help you.
There's the nitrogen hammer upgrade. It is level 7, so it's not the friend level. I should not have sold that arc blaster. Oh well, I've sold it. It's happened. That's the end of it.
Then come back and tell me.
Deals 30 damage for each weapon or tech item you have. This deals 2 times damage if it's your only friend. It's really more of a weaponized core thing than a the core thing, right? I certainly don't have any small weapons for it right now, and it kind of some mistakes I've recently made. What am I missing? I'm missing an apparel. That's probably never happening. Railgun is not happening. We effectively just got our Arc Blaster upgrade at a slight increased cost. It's not that big of a deal. I guess the Power Sander is still better than Arc Blaster.
Use it well.
I need this for future builds, unfortunately, so I have to take like slightly less average income on my schematics because it can't generate 3 size now. We definitely do not want this. Maybe I should have sold my friend generating thing.
I respect loyalty. But
Huh.
not here.
A part of me is like, you upgrade the forklift, it makes you more likely to win today. We're not doing that. We're upgrading the core because we know we're never playing forklift in the end game, and the core going down to 4.6 is kind of wild. Getting a fiber optics would also be pretty good. Maybe not. Maybe it's not even that big of a deal to have fiber optics. You just want a bunch of small, fast things. However, Andy does sell coolant, and that's very important.
Just taking the first step toward good.
Those are all unhelpful. GPU is a small tech that hates the core, though. So right now, if I were switching out of forklift, I'd be running something like this. And the first Aiden would be swapped out for the GPU, I guess. Can I swap out the first Aiden for the GPU now? Do I need a friend? I do need a friend. I do think the GPU is a worthwhile part of the build later. I am going to roll hoping for coolant. Not going to hit it. And I'm going to switch back to the other build because it's obviously better right now. And we're definitely selling the SATCOM by the end of the day. There's no way that's going to be able to stick around. Well, maybe not by the end of the day, but by the time we level up next. It's a weird, ugly build, but it appears to be doing enough. I don't know I beat Shock Trooper. I do feel confident I beat Thug, though. Like, even though I am a fast item spam build, I just need to hit him 3 times with this thing, and I'm confident we live long enough to do that. God, imagine how good this build is if I'm up 4 experience where I currently am. And however much gold those item rewards would have been worth, too.
I'm just trying to feed my family.
Ah, it's an agonizing loss. Oh, also worth noting that without coolant, 8 burn is like just enough to keep the cooling fan online all the time. Well, that's incredible. All right, 2 deaths left. I suddenly feel like we have a very real shot of going 10. Haste, slow, and cooldown items. Very genuinely, I don't care. I'm also super broke, so that's part of it. I imagine that even when I'm playing Nitrogen Hammer in the late game, it will probably be slower than my core. And I'm also not using it yet, so I'm going to buff the core. What if I YOLO transform the forklift? And either I say, well, that sucks, and I switch to Nitrogen Hammer a little bit early, and my build gets a little bit worse. Or it becomes Obsidian Kinetic Cannon and we have a build and a half. There are only 8 items that can become. Bulldozer's obviously a fail. Combat Core is... I don't know that Combat Core is obviously a fail. It's only going to be gaining 30 damage per item activation. But I mean, that's going to surpass it pretty immediately. Force Field's obviously a fail. Forklift, can it change into itself? That would be a miss. Kinetic Cannon's insane. It's what we want. Pylon's a fail. Unless it has a weird enchant timing. When you slow, deal 30. I don't slow, though, so there's no way to utilize it. I can just play Obsidian Railgun to a higher level of effectiveness than this anyway. This is actually a YOLO transform angle, because I have a second build in the bank. Come on! Ah, damn it. That is one of the ones that is wholly useless and we cannot run. I can hold this and transform it again later. I don't need to sell it now. So currently I'm running all techs with the core and arc blaster to speed up nitrogen hammer coolant. It's all I've got. I'm not leveling up immediately. First hour tomorrow I need to sell stuff. It's a Mac that's gotten nothing together and has died, but I also just destroyed my mid-game build. I just YOLO'd for a chance at something genuinely better and got punished for it, so it is Vial Launcher with a lot of potions. And most of them are bronze here, which is actually what you want with Vial Launchers, so I might be done. How fast is this nitrogen hammer? It's not looking all that fast. Maybe it's good enough. It's very close to killing him. Damn it.
I am seeking gold in a world
Yeah, I need coolant at a higher tier. You cannot have one silver item supporting a nitrogen hammer. It's why I wasn't running it previously. Well, that hurts like hell, unfortunately. Especially since I know had I watched the fight, it does come down to potion RNG. It's Mandala immediately. Toss these, YOLO transform again. Now you might say, Inko, what are you doing? You're skipping Kina. You're failing to assemble any build that's useful. I know. But think about the possibilities. At least Kinetic Cannon showed up. Just like not from the right part of the event. Okay, let's rethink this. How does this work? So now all of my items double charge the core charges the Kinetic Cannon. That's simple, right? We definitely go weapon skills considering the sort of build we're running.
It is my joy to make
The only skill in the game. I kind of want to roll this, but I'm so broke that I also kind of want to take left-handed and then like complain when Grandmaster literally doesn't have a target. I'm taking left-handed again. Like I'm not spending 6 gold to roll off of something that is good. If I see a Mandala before I upgrade this, I would actually be willing to do it. Upgrading Kinetic Cannon's kind of massive, so I am going to go to Ayla over Pearl. Yeah, it's Force Field again.
You might.
Dualtron is sadly not it.
Hey, when you carry my weapon, I fight alongside you.
Well, at least Schematics generated something very, very good, and the build's better now, but this is not a finished build by any stretch of the imagination. I'm going to go Rock for the Feather. Keen Eye would be nice. Cosmic Wind doesn't do anything. Feathers are great. And now we can see, like, how fast is this really? How good is the Kinetic Cannon? How fast is the core? I mean, it doesn't look very good, does it? It looks like a Silver Kinetic Cannon on day 8's not very much. We have a lot of working pieces, different builds, and it's worth noting that we do have a bonk. I'm not going to YOLO transform this anymore. I'll hold it for a little bit. That friend generator's not doing anything. I'm gonna try, damn it. Definitely happy to go Quicksilver, Fiber Optics, Coolant, even a high-level Blue Beetle. Upgrade the battery, why not?
Now sell me something. Something huge.
It's an expensive roll, but it's worth doing. Alright. I don't want to sell the feather. Okay, I'm giving up on the dream. I want the Blue Beetle cooldown reduced. Don't need to sell that yet, though. If I am switching into this because I have the Blue Beetle now. Man, we're rapidly cycling through builds here. Which part of these small items is the worst? I'm inclined to think the only reasonable cut here is the cooling fan. You set up like this. Unfortunately, my tiny brain wasn't able to figure out the correct way to assemble this build. I don't think it ultimately affected any of the results of the matches that I had from this point onward. But what I should have done is not assemble the fastest combination of small items with the core. I should have run kinetic cannon so that I could have the items being charged by the core charging the core back in turn. The ideal board here is probably something like just cutting these 3 items on the left for a kinetic cannon, and that's just the whole build. Probably move the battery to the other side of the core. That's it. Anyway, we are always selling the feather today. Don't need to sell it just yet, though. And with the blue beetle, the build works tremendously better. Definitely going Monster Ranch. Ah, man, I was hoping that the feather would be locked to gold here because I had a feather already in place. But I'd rather insect wing or feather. It's pretty obviously feather. 2% cooldown on the core or 4% cooldown on everything else. 3.6, 3.6, 3.6, 5.4, 4.2, 9 flat, 4.5, 5.4. It's all pretty fast. I just don't know that it's fast enough.
Are you sure? Have you noticed I'm huge?
Jabalian drum, huh? Okay, I'll die about it. Wait, that's not a drum build. You have a drum, but this isn't a drum build. This is just a bunch of weapons. This actually might be fine. Also, our board's a lot faster than it previously was. The 2 feathers and blue beetle help a lot.
That was impressive.
We're not there yet. We have more work to do, but we're doing something. I do wonder if nitrogen hammer should be left of the core. It went off 3 times. That's enough to charge the core for 3 seconds and speed these things up. Like, at the point where nitrogen hammer causes these to go off faster, it being right of the core was unhelpful, right? But it's also accelerating itself as well. Once these are higher tier, it will be clearly better to the left. It's an awkward thing. I think it might already be better to the left, but I can't really tell. I would love to have a sim, man. I'm putting it to the left. It makes intuitive sense to me that this going off charging the freeze items, which charge it, is more important. Ayla sells weapons. What weapons do I really care about? Nitrogen hammer and obsidian enchants on freeze items and fiber optics. The thing is, I really don't want to upgrade nitrogen hammer, right? I'm upgrading the core. If I get a scrap metal, I'm upgrading coolant or blue beetle. Nitrogen hammer is not getting an upgrade unless I find it the hard way. So it actually makes a ton of sense to go to this Ayla and look for it.
All my weapons have been tested in battle.
0 gold seems worse than a loot item, so I'll take the loot item. At least it does something. I don't need to sell it yet, so I won't. Bazaar for plus 2 XP. Very easy choice. I'm incredibly behind on experience. Maybe, just maybe, I can get to 10 today if I don't mess up anymore. Don't need to sell anything. We beat this guy guaranteed. And that does get us to 10 on 9, which is not a breakpoint you're aiming for. That's the standard. You assume that you always will be 10 on 9. But this run had some making up to do. Really need higher tiers on these guys. Like, the build's working, but something about it feels deeply unimpressive to me in a way that I can't quite articulate. We don't level up from this, so we can go to the shop and sell things. JJ's, like, the worst shop, but rolling repeatedly is also not good. Toss all of this so that I have room for 3 after I buy my crypto.
So, how about this weather where... Oh, you're leaving.
Bunker and crane, huh? No thanks. Haste enchant. I think you just random hammer here every time. Haste is definitely not it.
Now you can see it like I see it.
Damn it.
Glorious.
Status ailments are much better on the core. Actually, no, they're not. To my enormous shock, this is 2 for 3. I assumed it would be 1 for 3, similar to the core. I think the core is 1 for 4, actually, but still. Middle can upgrade this and give me scrap metal, so it's like I like 200 health, but we're going to middle.
Nothing tiny, nothing huge.
That's useless. Oh, no, it wasn't. Actually, it kind of was. Cryosphere is only good because it freezes all other items in the core. It just triggers the hammer once, but it gets you the scaling. 20% cooldown reduction, plus 1 multicast, you have an adjacent large. I don't think it does anything, right? I've got 2 silver cryptos, nice. I don't know that Cryosphere would have been the right call. It's a huge amount of scaling, and it triggers this as soon as it unfreezes. It was probably correct. I don't like it as a mechanism, because like if this doesn't one-shot them after it goes off, I probably lose. I prefer this sort of build, but Cryosphere is probably better considering the current tiers of this trash. It's 8 seconds and 2 item slots, and it only freezes 1. 20% cooldown reduction or not, it doesn't do anything.
You leave it behind?
I do regret not buying the Cryosphere, but I don't regret it all that much. 5-win pig, just like me. There's a lot of pig builds that I feel favored against, and a lot that instantly kill me. Fiery money tree. I do have a coolants, so I think I will actually beat this. Obviously, restorative matchbox fiery money tree is terrifying, but I scale up in a way that he doesn't, right? He's just scaling his heal values, which does not kill me. I am slowly gaining bird, but he's dying a lot faster. Okay. That is 6 and 3 going into day 10. Haven't died yet. You know what? I'm like 1 upgrade away from being confident in the build. We're actually in a half-decent spot. We're at 0 and 5, still not sellable. I need basically so many different types of items that rolling away from JJ doesn't make sense. So, like, if I put it here instead of the GPU, right? It either copies the arc blaster and it's faster, the nitrogen and it's faster, the battery and it's faster, or a freeze item and it's crazy. So, yes.
I get it. You're busy. Enjoy your purchase.
It's not obviously insane, but sometimes it'll be great. Other times it won't do anything. You hate to have your build work like that, but I think in general that's an improvement, just a very, very expensive one. I like the experience, but I need to go to middle for scrap metal and nitrogen hammer.
I'm pretty laid back.
Like, I'm just missing pieces of my build that I will not go 10 wins without. 6 and 6, huh? Well, I'm glad you guys are in lockstep, but I need you to move a little bit faster than that.
Finds its buyer. It's a relationship.
We level up if we beat a diamond enemy. I think this is a diamond enemy we beat, because we disrupt him a lot and our build got faster. Not leveling up sucks. I'm going to sell this, and I'm going to fight this guy, believing that my build can do it. Now, what does it transform into? It really matters. That's the best possible hit. We win the fight for sure, then. Oh, interestingly, should I just have this next to the battery? Like, if it turns into a freeze, I want to be charging it. If it turns into a battery, nitro is just fine. It's just faster. And I don't really care that much about speeding up a silver nitro if it turns into the... Yeah, it's just in the wrong spot. Anyway, we crushed him, immediately showing off that it can be good. Woo! If only I were a property pig. Dooley skills, weapon skills, shield skills. It's day 10. We can get the diamond weapon skill where your leftmost weapon gains lifesteal. If we got that, I'd be happy to destroy the arc blaster in favor of like any other item. Let's say this GPU. We've got 9 on one of them. That's enough to sell for. I'm never running this coolant fan. Dooley skills have so many misses, but I have the core, and overclocked is nutty, so that sort of narrows it down. Firepower is not a huge amount of scaling. I don't have shield items. I'm going to roll because I'm looking for better things than this. A bunch of slow, nothing, and nothing. Well, I'm going to take a bunch of slow and remove it from the pool. I only believe in diamond skills. Don't bother me with your peasant gold tier skills. Gonna go Kina, upgrade my freeze, obviously. Oh, fiber optics would actually be insane as a target for this, wouldn't it? The build's slowly getting very silly. Let's see if we can't find one of the items that's good for it. There we go. Been looking for that for ages. All right, we're cooking now. The build's getting better. The build's getting a lot better. I don't have shield items, though. As much as I would love to go to deflect, I literally can't. So I'm going to take an item for the hour. Oh. Thanks, Deflect. I'm glad you told me to go get the item. It turned out to be a pretty big upgrade. Okay, I feel favored for a dead Vanessa. That implies they haven't assembled eels yet. And if they are eels, I might still be okay because I have a lot of freeze. Toxic blowgun. What are you doing with that? Okay, I think we're just gonna win, right? The battery chain with the core charging freeze items is very strong.
Bring her about.
It's like it doesn't matter what it transforms into. If it transforms into battery, great. A freeze item, great. If it transforms into nitro, it's a diamond nitro at least. It's only really arc blaster that's a miss. That's the one I'm trying to replace with fiber optics. Is there an apparel that I would want? I don't think so. 8 gold is enough. A diamond GPU would basically do nothing. So I don't think cutting arc blaster is right here. I might just take 5 chocolate bars, man. I'm gonna take a slow item. I don't have enough money to roll at Nufu and buy a diamond item right now. So, like, there is still value in having more gold. We crushed Lord Arkin, no problem. We've made up for massive experience loss at the start of the run. Would thrusters ever do anything for this build? Yeah, I just drop Arc Blaster, put thrusters next to Nitrogen Hammer. It's actually very good. Flurry of Blows is fine, Strength is fine, and Wavering is fantastic. Lots of things from Arkin that I'm happy to pick up. Sadly, the ring is not enough to give me another loss. Oh. Alright then. So that actually makes positioning a little bit more complicated, because while this does lower the cooldown and is greatly appreciated, actually, 7.7 here versus 3.6 here, it's probably better like this. It makes the positioning for Hologram Projector a bit more complicated, because I kind of have to do it this way. Because if it turns into the thrusters, I don't want the battery charging thrusters. But conversely, yeah, like the thrusters are the worst hit. Maybe it's not even good if I have thrusters on my board. It's awkward. Gonna take loot item and figure out what we're doing at the end of the day. We don't have to worry too much about min-maxing it right now. Just gonna go Monster Ranch, right? Like, I know Andy can have really good things, but just take cooldown reduction. Oh. So, Coolant is just better than Blue Beetle, right? I kind of want both to do full second freezes. I am going to take a Snowflake over a Feather here. It's important for achieving full lockout against any sort of eel build. And I think having them both freeze for a full second is important as well. It's not fast enough yet to, like, beat the eel build. I won't full lock. If I gamble, I almost always level up. That gets me to 13, gets me a diamond core.
I would tell you who sent me.
Wait, almost played myself. Cinders being upgraded is fine. I'm never running Plasma Grenade. That gives me the space I need. Gamble.
At the edge of the foundation, they wait.
Did I really not level up? Unfortunate. Unfortunate. I kind of stopped thinking about optimizing the thing. I was a bit tilted by getting the min roll and experience. Hopefully my positioning is fine. Nitrogen Hammer with Obsidian. A little bit better than Heavy. Oh, you have Cryo Sleeve? That's very fair. I guess I lose. Very cool. 4% crit to one-shot me. I was going to lose anyway, because he has, like, the best self-freeze item in the entire game. But, fucking great. He has the best self-freeze item in the entire game that can only be gotten from monster fights. And he also has...
Back onto your path.
I'm just gonna random the hammer again. Like, I need a damage enchant or a shield enchant. The heavy doesn't matter. I'm running freeze lockout, right? Disgusting RNG from that Dooley, man.
Worlds you can't see.
At least it does damage. Upgrade an item. We have to take the core to diamond first. Do we have to take it to diamond first? I'm gonna believe we have to take it to diamond first. What a stupid, stupid loss. Just instantly dead 4 seconds in. Less than that, probably. I don't think it was the full cooldown for that cryo sleeve to go off. Artisan Dunes doesn't do much, neither does any of this other options. I guess I'm just gonna take a small tool? Wait, no. Apparel can include cryo sleeve. I didn't see it before, but he has taught me the error of my ways. Swashbuckle is far, far from cryo sleeve. We go Ayla, we hope to upgrade the hammer. It's not a great shot, but we have a ton of gold at this point.
But this leg. You'll be back.
Seeing silver kinetic cannon on day 12, when I spent like all of days 2 through 5 frantically looking for it and failing to find it, does sting a little bit. We hit 14 today, so that's good. There's no way to use hyper focus in a the core nitrogen hammer build, right? Kind of wild how quickly he scaled his with in editing. I'm gonna watch that fight back because like it got to 4,000 instantly, and sure, that's obsidian and a crit, but it still got to 1,000 instantly, which seems incredibly fast. Haste, slow, and cooldown items. Doesn't say charge, which is an important word to be missing. Hey, I'm gonna go talk.
You don't have time not to buy this.
I'm not expecting to see anything useful here, to be honest. Yeah. But there was a small chance. Oh, he was bonked and he killed me that fast. Absolutely disgusting. Wow, that is absolutely not the shop I wanted to see. I think I take temp boost health here. Toss the sword, take temp boost health, probably lose. Diamond tier skills. 20% crit chance is alright. I think I can do better than 20% crit chance. I think I kind of need to do better than 20% crit chance. Unfortunate. Oh, wait. So the Living Flame probably doesn't do anything, just due to the nature of half health cards triggering right before you die. But cutting this thing's cooldown to, what, 3.75 seconds or something like that? That's pretty solid. Pig with one less win than me. Freeze is generally very good into Pig, so is Bonk because of infinite combos with Yo-Yo. Big Ego, Jabalian Drum. Double Yo-Yo, Snowmobile Infinite. These freezes are going to need to do a lot of work. That's all I have to say about it. It looks like these freezes are doing a lot of work, but I don't know if they're doing enough is the problem. Yeah, we're okay. Thanks, Double Battery. Turned out to be a pretty good random transform there. I think another freeze copy would also have worked in this case, but good God, I'm glad that man wasn't allowed to play the game. Go to Kina, try to upgrade some freeze. Just 3 cards that are utterly useless, and I honestly almost 6 cards that are utterly useless.
I suppose you'll go buy a weapon instead.
Yeah, we go Pearl.
You look like a hardy one. Need some work?
No real way to use a cannonball, right? Toss this before I forget and mess up my schematics. I'm willing to take gold later, just not yet. We can do better than this. Come on, I know you have some sort of crazy freeze item in here. Scrap metal. Gold upgrade hammer doesn't really do anything. Nitro's the only card I can hit with it. Scrap metal for 1 second off the core, though.
Hey,
like, it doesn't do it yet, but if I can get that online, it's very, very strong. Do I beat a Void Golem? Yes. I should beat a Void Golem because my build is so fast that we're going to prevent his small handful of items from actually activating before we do anything. Let's see if the theory holds true. Oh no. Alright, it worked. He never activated an item. Cool. We don't quite level up off the fight, so we can just go to the store. We don't have to worry about picking up items. Huh. Destroy a small enemy item for the fight. So obviously I look at this and I can see that it has the potential to break an eel build. I think they'll already have scaled enough to kill me by the time my core triggers it. But I mean, it's not like the Nitro's doing a ton, or the battery's doing a ton anyway, right? I can upgrade this instead. But then I lose. It's frustrating. The nitro compared to this feels very bad. And since this is so slow, I would just put it on this side. I think, like this, the hologram projector is a little bit bait. And also, we're timing out the battery very poorly. So I'm probably better off running like a GPU here instead. Which is obviously unexceptional, but I'm tempted to use this, man. Mysterious Portal versus Ayla. I need the nitrogen hammer to go to diamond at some point.
My battle days are over, but my weapons.
So we're going to go here. We're going to be disappointed, and we're going to figure out what to do with our build. I want the scrap. I think the thrusters are bait. I want the schematics for economy. I look at this, and it's a way to beat eel build. And that's very important, because I don't actually full lock the eel build reliably. So I can do this. And I think that's enough to beat eels much more reliably. I'll freeze them initially, and then before they can scale, I'll break something. It's also just really, really cool. I'm not going to pretend that's not part of it. We're never running an induction Aegis or an arc blaster or a laser pistol. Gonna keep this in case I get the vehicle skill. If I get that, it would be worth cutting hologram projector. Right now, like when you look at the cooldown, this times out to completely waste the charge on the core, so I don't think it's good. Okay, I'm happy with this build. This is pretty cool. Not incredible, but good enough. Cooldown reduction, come on. More battery is fine by me. We just leveled up, so there's no shot we're leveling off Shrouded Figure. 1 of 3 hero merchants. I'm not going to get good freeze from this, right? I'm going to gamble experience for tomorrow.
The Bazaar is more than
It's another pig.
It is.
If we could just break an infinite combo after freezing him out, that would be pretty funny.
I'm not like other Jabarians.
It is pure crook build after I ran this. All right, hopefully we don't just instantly die. Hopefully we're able to stabilize. I might be dead. Nope. Moving battery onto the hammer definitely feels like it was the right play. Good freeze durations. Didn't manage to resolve a second weapon and kill me. Terrifying. Might have come down to haste RNG on the Atlatl. And definitely came down to freeze RNG on my part. But we made it to 9. Kina can sell Blue Beetle, fiber optics, battery, scrap metal. There are 4 insane hits. Oh man, do I really go to Pearl over that? It's like cooldown reduction and freeze increase. Those are the big things that Pearl can do. Oh, I think Living Flame might have contributed there. I think he got me low enough with the Atlatl. Sick.
Reward the peaceful.
There's enough things here that I'm not going to go to Pearl.
Warful.
Oh, there's also a bunch of garbage, unfortunately.
Set the light. And that's okay.
Andy, come on.
Pollutes the brain. Mine.
Upgrade these items.
Concentrated.
Man, that is unfortunate.
Neither wealthy nor wise, huh?
Well, we beat Void Colossus, we know that. So I'll keep pushing XP. When you burn, charge a shield item. Don't have any. When you burn, haste an item. Doesn't matter that much, but it does do something. Oh, hey, we destroyed an item before he did. That's pretty neat. Never done that before. Need to sell some stuff for schematics. Not that it really matters. Upgrade an item. It is definitely the core speed. 1 second flat off the core. It's been a long time since I played speedy cores. I'm happy to be doing it again. 2.2 second the core. Hell yeah, brother. Instead of running the GPU at this point, I think I actually prefer to be running the thrusters. 1.9 second the core. The issue with thrusters is they make this thing so bad, there's no way to position it correctly anymore. At least with the GPU, I just have like a fast item, right? And it also means the core's base duration is just completely insane. Is full haste up time better than the GPU being on the left? It actually is. Because now this will resolve, it'll basically trigger this, and the core will be hasted for the rest of the fight. Meaning it'll be 1.1 second speed getting charged faster by the rest of it. Weird. Didn't see that coming. Ayla, I would love to have a Diamond Nitrate Hammer. I'm trying to win the run entirely off the back of this item. Come on. Just not in the cards. I feel like this is notably more important to get 2.2 seconds. Huh. Blue Beetle upgrade's pretty minor. Surely crit. Oh. Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, I would like the deadly battery, please. I was thinking that, like, maybe the core had a weird crit enchant like the companion core did. I figured it out. I got there. Okay, I assume that's an Eel Vanessa. And I think I have constructed a build that beats Eel Vanessa. Because I'm going to freeze them immediately and then destroy their scaling. I could be wrong about that. I'm willing to be wrong about that, but I think I've done it. I think this is a Dooley that beats Eels. It's not Eels. It's Radiant Long... Oh, you're fucking joking. What a shit way to lose.
Land legs make you predictable.
It went off a second time because of Bloodhound. Is that what it was? That's so incredibly lame. They got the only enchant that makes me unable to stop them. And then I die to, like, literally instantaneous. Just... They have Counter-Strike, Bloodhound. What? Radiant Langjin. That is so upsetting. Also, off-class phonograph, right? Let's not minimize the importance of that. And Flurry of Blows for self-charge. Like, the longer I look, the more upsetting it gets. Absolutely robbed. It's so upsetting to build a Dooley build that beats Eels and match into Radiant Long John, man. What are we talking about? Like, I get it. It's just a very good build. I will never pretend that Radiant Long John is not a good build. This is obviously a fantastic way to build when presented with the opportunity. It's just that Long John is an unspeakably terrible card in the current meta because your expected win rate with Long John on your board in the first 6 days is 0-6. Like, this should not be something you're able to do in the first place. He could have killed me with other weapons, admittedly, but it's so frustrating, right? Because, like, if he hits any other enchant, he just gets frozen and I win, right? Like, that's how the fight goes. It's just so upsetting. It's so miserable. Oh, what a shit way for a build to fail to go 10. It's still a cool build, and I'm not looking forward to playing Dooley in the current meta. Like, this is incredibly powerful. I'm very happy with how it turned out. So I don't like not uploading 10s, but it's too cool not to upload. Oh, man. What a sad, sad thing Radiant is. When you get it, you hate it in almost every circumstance. And when you see your opponent with it, if it actually matters, it's just the best enchant in the game and it loses you the run instantly. I do sincerely hope Radiant receives a full redesign at some point. And by the way, personal opinion, my opinion as to how Radiant should be redesigned is that it shouldn't be an enchant at all. Either it should be a separate mechanic that you can add on top of enchants entirely, like it becomes a skill system that makes leftmost or rightmost Radiant, that sort of thing, or it's just removed from the game outright. The idea that Radiant exists as a counter to freeze builds when it's a random thing you have a 1 in 13 of seeing, like, it's not a counter to freeze builds. I know it did just counter a freeze build, but it in no way prevents people from playing freeze. If Radiant was in the game or not, you would see the exact same number of freeze builds. It would have no impact. The difference in Radiant being in the game right now is that 1 in 13 times for most builds, when you click random enchant, you feel terrible. And when you're playing a freeze build, if you match into exactly that sort of thing, you just instantly lose with a sense of intense dismay and frustration. I genuinely think that Radiant just doesn't work with its current design, with the way enchants function. I mentioned that in my patch review. That's not spur of the moment salt, but God, is that a miserable way for this build to fail? Because I think I beat the vast majority of opponents there, right? I went off before him. I go off before almost everyone. The core is so fast. I've got battery, dupe, so much freeze, item destruction. The build's absolutely insane. I bonked him as well, by the way. Not that you noticed, since I died in 5.5 seconds flat. But I think I'm favored versus almost everything there. So losing to what is almost certainly a random enchant that he didn't want in the first place. Like, obviously, by the end of the run, it was great because he found full support for it. I don't know. I'm tilted out of my mind by that loss because making a Dooley build that beats Eels is so hard to do. I accomplished that and then died to Radiant Weapon Vanessa instead. Just entire meta built around countering Eels. So I can either build a freeze build that beats Eels or lose to the Long John build that is designed to beat Eels. It's so frustrating. Ah, man. It's mostly just frustrating because it's a pure, like, honestly, none of it has to do with game balance, right? I hate counter matchups. And losing to a complete counter matchup, as hard countered as physically possible on such a sick build, is just immensely frustrating. And a big part of why I hate counter matchups is because in a game that is asynchronous multiplayer, there is no skill in counter matchups whatsoever. You can assess that something's common in the meta and build generally against that. But like, this isn't common in the meta. I didn't get outplayed. That's not what happens. In a game with asynchronous multiplayer, I think counter matchups just make the game less fun. Anything that is specifically designed to beat a certain type of card, you don't know your opponents have that card. You have no ability to gain insight into the matchup ahead of time. It's just a layer of randomness. So losing to the thing I hate the most in the game just sucks, especially with such a cool build. Anyway, time to stop whinging about it and wrap up the video. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.